Yo, so what going on? You don't know the big man Ras Books live in the building one time for the one time count cool count quench. Of course, you know this is Leon Hunt in VIOC in action. I'm here today in the studio. It's a good weekend today. Hope everybody had a great time. We almost through the month already. I'm getting ready for Carnival. Carnival literally coming up in, well, I guess you could say in a week or two, or this is the Carnival season. At least over here in St. Thomas. St. Thomas Carnival, of course. I believe all the activity starts on the 22nd, so that's Monday, when they show replay again, all through that week. And then I think the nice activity time is actually the food fair or the cultural fair, as you guys will see in the newspaper. That's on the 1st, and then that's the 1st, which is a Wednesday. And then from that day, the fetting time, the party starting from Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And of course, Saturday is the Adults Parade. Children's Parade is on Friday. So that's your recap for Carnival for those who don't know. And I think with Stars St. Thomas, let me see, St. Thomas Association for Running. They have the beginning of the carnival. They start off with a run. I will be there, so you guys be looking out for that. I gonna run that one there. It's like a mile and a half, so I can probably try to win it or probably give somebody a chance to win it. This will be my first time experience over there, but it's all good. But today, we're here in the studio in VIOC in action. We had a full month of a whole bunch of excited entertainment. And of course, I guess somebody here that I've been trying to reach out for a long time. He have been on the show before. You guys might see him around in the country. You might have seen him in the papers. You might have seen him online. Wherever it is. I got my boy right now, Mr. Clayton. Laurent in English, as I say. Clayton, what's going on?
I did, man. I did, box. What it is.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for coming in the studio today. Look, we live in the same island, and I hardly get to see you because our timing ain't the same.
Definitely. You go and I come and you going.
Right, one time, just bam, bam, bam. It's crazy, like to live on such a small island and literally can't even get to see the pond. I did get to train with you maybe 2 months ago, or at least train in the gym while you was in the gym.
Definitely.
Let me tell you guys, I was boxing in there probably about 2 months ago. Maybe 2.5 months now, because I get a little sore and I never came back. But we ain't gonna talk about that part. But my whole thing on the show, right, was I try to get as much sports as possible, different sports throughout the Olympic Committee, right? And within those sports, I like to try them because, you know, I's a track man. I just run around in circles, jump over in the pit, do what I do. But I just see other sports and I say, hey, I could do them kind of sports too. So the best thing for me to do is try to challenge myself. And now that I'm here to talk with everybody else in the federations and try out the sports, because you never know how hard or how challenging it might be in something else by just looking at it. And let me tell you something. Boxing is one of those things there where I thought I had it, but hey, after that first 3 minutes, I was done. That's it. And of course, we won't get into that later on and everything. So Clayton, what's up, man? What's been going on?
Man, not too much, man. Just been getting ready for this new upcoming year. Just stretching out myself into the professional aspect of boxing, and just really and truly just taking it to a new level, man. I had a great success in Rio. Looking to continue that success into the professional aspect of the sport.
So let me see. So in the boxing world, they have. So you're not amateur no more.
No.
Okay. So now we over here to the professional scene.
Correct.
So what's the difference between amateur and professional? Of course, is a difference. But how is that transitionally different? Like, explain to me that part.
It's different, but yet not different at the same time. The difference is that you have no vest, because now the Olympics has decided to remove the headgear out of amateur boxing.
Oh wow!
So it's the same no headgear procedure in professional. The gloves are a little bit smaller, and you have a no vest. And the difference is you do, instead of variations of 3 rounds, you do 4, 6, 8, 10, and 12.
Wow! So wait. So we gain less on the pattern. So now you can feel the hits more.
Exactly.
The gloves them getting smaller mean there's less pattern inside the gloves.
Correct.
So that you could feel it. You could throw hits more. So literally they like, okay, so it's almost like MMA. Almost, not just raw, just straight knuckles to knuckles, but it's getting there to the point where...
Exactly.
Where you say no helmet either?
No helmet.
So no helmet. Okay, we there. Okay, so wow. So they don't step it up a notch. And that's the difference between amateur boxing and professional boxing.
And then that's the rules and regulations. There are more rules there to protect. I wouldn't say that. Well, protection of the athlete is important in both professional and amateur. But in professional, you are expected to have a certain level of understanding of the sport.
Okay.
So there's not as much safety net in there for you as a competitor. It's literally get in there, work, and perfect your craft. They expect you to be a professional, to have defense, offense, and be able to take a hit.
Straight up. So literally so what you're saying is so before amateur what's the level before that one? Is there one before that one? Or
no, it's just amateur and professional.
Amateur, professional. So
well, international. There's international amateur, and then there's local amateur. So local amateur is when you just start out. You have no fights. You're getting yourself acquainted to the sport.
Okay.
Then you have the international amateur, which is what you do with Olympics, Pan American, CACs, and CARIFTA.
So can you qualify in a professional match? Can you qualify for the Olympics?
Now, since they have brought back professional boxers to the Olympics in 2016, there is a Olympic professional qualifier where all professional fighters who are you have to meet a certain requirement as well.
Okay.
I think there's an age and there's a certain amount of professional fights or experience that you can have and still be eligible to compete in the Olympics. But there is a professional qualifier that's separate from all the amateurs, and it's just former professionals or current professionals coming back to represent their country in the Olympics.
Oh, okay. So I hope y'all get out there because it's only a little back and forth like Tetris. So, all right, so wait. So they do have these official Olympic qualifiers during the Olympic cycle to where you got to come back to your country or visiting another country where you're either hosting or you're visiting, and then you set up these fights and these matches. And is it just one fight or like multiple fights?
Normally, well, it's gonna be Olympic style matchups. So the best three is who gonna get into the Olympics.
That's through your region.
Correct, through your region.
Oh, okay. So
each
that's,
region has their own.
Okay, so we in the Caribbean. So we in the CAC.
We in the Pan American region.
Okay, so we're in the Pan American region. So we literally got Canada, America,
South America,
the Caribbean, and Central America.
Correct.
Oh wow! So we got 5 different regions, and there's only 3 people out of those regions.
3 in each weight division that goes through.
Oh wow! So okay, and we in heavyweight.
Correct.
Okay, and the size for heavyweight starts out at
the size of weight.
So well, how much I got weigh?
Well, heavyweight has a minimum. There's no maximum.
Okay, so it's minimum. Okay, so what's the minimum to get?
The weight minimum for that is 202 pounds and above.
202. Okay, so I got a long way to go before I get heavyweight.
Correct.
So I can just stay in my lane, and the lane underneath that is what?
You have cruiser, which is heavyweight, which is 91 plus, which is 199 to 178, and then you have 178 to 165.
What that one is?
That's light heavyweight.
Okay, so I'm gonna be in light heavyweight. Your boy gonna be in light heavyweight. 175 coming out there, and we good to go. Nah, man, that's so. Wait, so I've been so as a boxer, I know plenty of boxers, right? And you guys are. I think you guys are fit. You guys y'all got a strong core. So tell me how literally. So let's start with the health part.
Correct.
What's the health of a boxer? What does a boxer do to keep good in shape in their health aspect?
Well, boxing is a lifestyle. It's not what you just do in the gym. Unfortunately, boxing is really a 24/7 situation. You can't just eat what you want and expect your body to put out, because you have to worry about your feet, your hands. Everything has to be together. So with the health aspect, it's all about clean eating and water intake. So hydration is the key.
So clean eats, because look, we're gonna get into it because we've been through some shows, right? And we know from different aspects, clean eats. So we're gonna break it down. Clean eats and hydration. What is clean eats? Because I could say, well, I had a grilled chicken, but the grilled chicken came from McDonald's, and I got it from McDonald's, but because it was grilled, I gonna call it clean eats. So what is clean eats, or what does your clean eats mean for you?
For me, clean eating is literally as a home cooking food.
Okay. But you know, we in a region where home cooking sometimes
ain't easy. Okay. You know what I mean? So if you can't do it at home, you know what I mean, the best thing to do is pick up a salad. So everybody's favorite salad is Caesar salad, which is not the most healthiest, due to the fact that Caesar dressing is very fatty.
Okay.
But everything in moderation. You can have a Caesar salad, but reduce the amount of salad dressing that you use, and it becomes healthy. With a meat choice of either chicken, salmon, or if you are non-vegan, if you are a non-meat eater or pescatarian eater, you could just do straight on vegetables, and then you could add different fruits into it to give it a different taste, or peas to get your protein supplement out of it. Another way of clean eating is exchanging bread for wraps. You get the spinach wraps or the tomato-based wraps, versus the flour tortilla wraps.
I like it. I like it.
You can also do, and again, everything comes in moderation. You don't need some form of caloric intake to build energy. So you could exchange pastas and rices for like quinoas and different whole grains like brown rice and different supplements like that. And again, the greener it is, the better it is. Green vegetables, you could do your cucumbers, your broccoli, spinach, okras, anything that's pretty much green. You could substitute the Idaho potato. Eat it. You can substitute the white Idaho potato for yams and sweet potatoes. Instead of frying, you could bake it. I mean, there's different ways that you could go about doing it.
So a couple shows ago, I had a chance to sit down with the president for a triathlon, Coach Scott, right? I learned something about eating green that might affect what we said earlier, eating healthy or eating green and hydration. So did you know when you eat leafy food, such as anything green, it actually dehydrates you more, because the way how it breaks down your stomach, because it's the green, the leaf, it actually requires more water. So it actually dehydrates you. Whoa. It actually dehydrates you double than another, let's just say, protein or carbohydrates. And that came from Coach Scott, which he would break. And it's a whole, triathlon's got it's a load of information. It just goes into literally how to eat while being a triathlon or triathlete. And we didn't even get into it, but that was one of the things I learned in that interview, was if you catch yourself being dehydrated and you've had some leafy food, it's because the leaf, although it's healthy for you, it still dehydrates you.
Imagine that. So
now you know that now when you eat salads, you gotta double up on the hydration, which we always say coconuts is the best thing. Unfortunately, we in St. Thomas ain't getting no coconut except up there for Fort Millennium. See the dude got a whole tray of thing of coconuts.
Yeah, ever got in Canada who to sell to.
But that's it. I mean, we go St. Croix, you get everybody a coconut in the yard. You can't find it. Hey, St. Thomas boy, we need some trees over here, man.
They agree with them coconuts,
that's
bro.
Definitely true. So, all right, so that's the health aspect of it. We got into the food. That's cool because so no greasy stuff.
Again, you could, everything in moderation. Okay. You have to be realistic with yourself. To go straight cold turkey and not eat anything greasy is unrealistic. It's important that you cheat, but you have to earn your cheat. Okay. If you know you ain't been training hard, you ain't been working out, your output in the gym hasn't been where it needs to be, don't indulge in greasy foods because you're going to set yourself back. But if you know that you've been disciplined for 4 or 5 days and your body's craving, let's say, apple pie or a piece of cake, indulge in the cake. But make sure that you're going to work the cake back off. So what's your food that you to sneak? Hey, coach, you listening? So what's your food that you to sneak off and after a good day, after a good week or 2 weeks of training, say, you know what? This Friday, I want to go get me ba. Yo, man, I'm a sucker for chicken quesadillas and chicken wings, man.
Chicken quesadillas and chicken wings. But look, with the deep fried chicken wings with the sauce on it and chicken quesadillas with the cheese and everything on there, like Southwestern style.
Exactly. But see, the good thing is I don't like chicken wings with sauce. I'd actually have it naked. So that's a little safe, but it's still grease.
So your brother's a chef. So do you get all this stuff from your brother? Like your brother say, "Hey, yo, Clay, what you want to eat today? What?" And you say, "Yeah, hook this up,
man." Shoot, that dude is so busy right now with his book, doing great things. It's hard to catch any food from that dude. I might be lucky if I catch a piece of leftover.
Nah, that's cool, man. Big up. Yes, sir, Mr. Jackson out there doing the tingle for the tingle. So in boxing, we got the health aspect down pat, and of course in any sport we need to talk about health, the injury preventions and everything. So in your particular experiences and when you become in training, what have some injuries that you have had in the past currently, or what are some things that usually get broken up most of the time in boxing?
With boxers, we tend to have shoulder injuries, wrist injuries, knee injuries, ankle injuries, and those are the most predominant ones. That's because we're running, we're moving, we're punching. For me, injuries I've had in the past is a hyperextended meniscus in my right knee. I've had some issues with my shoulder blade with overextension and hyperextension, and those are pretty much what I have faced in my career. For me, with injury and prevention, what I've come to realize is I would spend a lot of time warming up, but I wouldn't take time stretching after. And I've
The
come
cool
to realize
down. The cool down
is just as important as the warm up.
All right.
And I've learned that sometimes just because you don't feel it don't mean that it's not hurting. Pain is the first thing to go, last thing to come. So sometimes you have an injury for time and you just ain't feeling the pain yet, but your body's screaming for help all this time. So I've learned that
me can't take it no more.
Okay.
Hey.
You know, so I've learned that sometimes you just gotta do the stuff that you don't want to do, the ice baths, the ice in your knees, the ibuprofens, the deep tissue massages, the extra stretching after training, you know, the extra 15 minutes before training. You know, those things I've learned that's important. And doing the exercise that feels stupid.
Yes.
You know?
It's funny how you say that, because in track we go through, you see us running around or just doing all these crazy stretches with some string or some rope or something. But you do really need it. You don't realize certain parts of your body, which usually, like the more flexible you are, in a sense, reveals that, well, the less amount of injuries you could kind of get, because you're able to put your bodies in different particular shapes and angles, especially when you're moving or pushing at a high intensity, pounding, depending you're running or you're throwing the punches or you're throwing a kick. So definitely being flexible is important, and that usually comes apart at the ending of it, which is static stretching, holding it in place for X amount of time. So, and then we know the dynamic stretching, of course, usually stuff at the beginning. Want to do those things at the beginning, so to get these muscles there loosen up and everything. So for sure. All right, so that's cool, man. So look, I do have to ask one thing though. So now you've been boxing for how long?
For about 10 years now.
So for 10 years, no, since 9, no. Okay, so for 10 years since 2009. So what have motivated you as an athlete or just in general to be an athlete? I ain't gonna say just to box, but just as an athlete in general.
Really and truly, I never really had the biggest drive like that. I was really good at football just because I was big, I was fast. It came easy. I was just really more into music and scholastics really in school. That was my thing. My dad was like, look, football season done. You getting fat. You need to come to the gym and do something.
Straight up.
You know, he was straight up, cutthroat, just like that. I was like, all right, bet. I like me trying to be no boxer though. I like watching it, but I didn't want to compete. I trained, got a little good. Like, yo, you want to check out the tournament? Went, won, and it was a wrap ever since. And what I must say is that what kept me in boxing or in sports period was just what sports gave to me as an athlete. It gave me a window to be a better human, to inspire, to change. It's interesting how little we understand what an athlete goes through or what athletes do to the community and to kids when you are looking from the outside in. But when you get into the sport and you see what the dedication is and you see what kids do, how they look up to you, the reactions you get in the community, it's definitely a window to create change. And for me, being an athlete was just I wanted to create change. I grew up in a housing community in ghettos, building 21 apartment, 168 stage prop, you don't know.
Boom!
But say that to say is that, you know, it's not where you start, but where you finish. And growing up, you know, we always had the Mike Jordans and the different dudes in the hoods, in the hood who were our basketball heroes, you know what I mean? We had like, man, his name's slipping me right now, but he was like a beast. Beast in basketball, man, do a real beast. People like Kitwana Raima, who I grew up looking out and seeing, what I'm Dean Jabari. You know, he went, and those are guys who played, you know, D1 basketball. Who were on the road to head into the NBA.
Yes,
but,
sir.
you know, sometimes life gives you bumps, and they weren't able to pursue that, but still successful in their own regard, and that motivated me to want to be better. And sometimes sports is able to motivate you in that way, to provide that venue to reach people So for me, getting into sports was really just self-motivation or self-edifying, and it just showed me that defying all odds, no matter what people say, you can be somebody special. You just have to position yourself and be ready for the disappointment and to push through it.
Let me tell you, gonna come. Yes, sir. Hey, we should. Hey, look. Before we get back into this, we're gonna take a commercial break really quick. Hey, we're here in VIOC action here with your boy Clayton. He telling us all the insiders are out to be a boxer. Check our man a little bit. Boom.